Ladies and gentlemen, you are now listening to the Talking Nonsense About Impact Wrestling podcast. Cross the line in 3, 2, 1.
What is going on, my Impact fam? Welcome to episode 98 of the Talking Nonsense About Impact Wrestling podcast. My name is Jeff. I'm in a great mood for many other reasons other than against all odds. But I'm excited to talk about that, man. We're going to have a fun show for you. And obviously, we are the lead-in to 9:15 tonight. A great episode of the Impact Zone with Max. I don't know if we'll announce it there, but we got some cool announcements coming up from both of us. Just getting back in the groove of things and having some fun with professional wrestling and beyond, because right now it seems like a little lull for everybody in professional wrestling. We'll get to that. We got some YouTube comments. We're going to get to those later, actually, because we want to start off with some happiness, some good stuff to talk about, because you know those YouTube comments. We welcome them. We're happy they're back, and we'll talk about them. We give everyone a voice and a platform here, no matter if we agree or disagree. I'll speak to that a little bit about the internet wrestling community, the IWC. We'll talk about that a little bit later as well, and where I think we're at as a whole genre in general in pro wrestling. So, all right, guys, but how was your weekend? We are getting, obviously, it's Sunday. Most of you have Monday off as well, I imagine, so happy early 4th of July. I hope you guys enjoy that. What we're enjoying is you guys who keep coming back, keep writing us, keep talking to us. Hopefully the chat grows, but I understand if it doesn't. That's where I was trying to get to. I understand it is 4th of July weekend. We are happy that you guys tune in at any point. We're happy with the likes, the subscribes, all of that. Of course, numbers can be up, but one friend at a time, one fan at a time. We really mean that, man. Really mean that. All right. Let's get into this. We have a bunch of stuff to talk about. I'm probably skipping a lot that we can hit from the get, but there's not more important, right? Woo! Than the prediction board. So here's the TNAIW team, all voting for what they are making their predictions, rather. Excuse me. We showed you on the pre-show. T. Hughes 1990. A pleasure as always. Hello, my friend. We talked about it in the pre-show. We showed it. No changes. No changes. Craig is still number one when it's all said and done at 75%. And that means he gets the first plug. You can see Craig every Thursday, 4 p.m., 9 p.m. BST with Nixon. And they have a great show, man. They've been rocking now. They're on number 28 already with the new intro. Love the intro. Whoever made that. Good job. All right, next up, very close. Io in second place, Bert following. Hey, that's me, Jeff. Fourth place. Couldn't even get 69%. Jesus. Lucha, Nixon, Datila, and Max. Everyone have a decent outing here. But what did you guys vote? Predictions. Did it exceed your expectations? That's first and foremost, against all odds. But also, how did you do on the predictions? I know we say a lot of it's redundant, but sometimes redundancy or slightly off builds familiarity. Familiarity builds banging ass matches. Chemistry. And that's what I think we saw. Let's go on, Millard. 7-3 on his predictions. Damn, all right. So he's right there with Bert, Max, and Nixon with 7 of 10. Pretty damn good. And we had no card subject to changes. So it was a little bit easier this time around. But yeah, how did you guys do? Where would you have fell in here? Still looking to do a friend. Hey, what's going on? Always looking for help from the TNAIW and beyond Impact Wrestling community to maybe start taking your guys' own predictions. Start taking your own percentages. I want to see them. Maybe we could do a whole little special on every pre-show, which is exclusive to twitch.tv/TNAIW channel. Fully plugged. Got to get that in there. All right. Let's start from which is a travesty for me to even call this a pre-show match. Both of these, by the way. But that seems to be the norm, right? Every pre-show is okay. Every pre-show is fucking phenomenal. I mean, it is, man. When you have a match like, now, and I gotta give Bert his credit. You see Bert up there, 7 to 10. but not for that. You can also catch him Tuesdays on, get all the plugs in here, on GoGoPowerRankings, Turbo Tuesday. Him and Datila have a nice little 10-minute show. Go over the power rankings, which we will as well. But they go in depth. They talk about stats. They talk about their opinions on it. I love them, man. They're building chemistry. It's awesome. Hey, speak of the devil. There's Datila. But Bert had said, oh, might be match of the night. And I said, Bert, it's match number 1 on the card. It's going to be a hella hard for this match to resonate to people by the end of the night that this could be match of the night. And Bert, I was wrong. This is one people are still talking about, man. I love this match. I predicted Black Taurus. The reason being, and if you joined us on the pre-show on Friday, apologize if I'm redundant. But I picked Black Taurus because there was a little wonky of a finish the last time these two went at it on BTI, right? We thought maybe on the flux capacitor Spanish Fly. Io, what's going on, buddy? Io killing it, obviously on Twitter. 3,810 in our Twitterverse. That's awesome. But yeah, I picked Black Taurus because there's a little wonky of a finish. They had that Spanish Fly / flux capacitor. It looked like Taurus might have saw stars for a second, didn't kick out. It was a little bit of wonky. Great match, but lucky for us, we get number 2 here, and it doesn't matter because they split the pins, and a damn good match nonetheless. Next up on the pre-show was Rich Swann versus Brian Myers, and boy, do we get this wrong. And I don't know if this was in the plans. They might ever change on this. I actually have a little bit of a negative on this. Not the match, but the belt. The lineage. We talk about the lineage. Look at it. Jordan Grace, right? You have Matt Cardona. You have Rich Swann. You have Brian Myers. Might have had Brian Myers before, depending on what world you live in. I like the lineage. I still think this could be our IC or US title. There's nothing wrong with taking the gimmick off of it. Stop making... And I like the combat match. I really did. I really enjoyed it. It's always... I mean, come on, man. Anytime there's props involved, how can you go wrong? And also, once again, yes, there could always be props involved and you don't get a good match. But I love them. The stuff they did with it in the ring. It was a great match. Let me get that out of the way first. I'm not shitting on the match whatsoever. As I always say, there's very few that can touch what Rich does bell to bell. Very few. Don't let Myers see this. Yeah, I doubt he will. But if he is watching from his cell phone or some other digital platform, welcome, buddy. Welcome. No, I love both of them. I loved the match. I thought it was great. Maybe could you make the play of 2 hardcore matches in one night? Sure. But it didn't matter. The timing of this, the story they told, and the little time they got, I thought it was a great match. The thing for me is I just think you can't elevate it. Now, maybe they don't want to, but I think it'll always resonate. There's 20 years, say 18 years maybe, of Impact history that tells us that the X Division title, yes, although one of the most prestigious in the world, is not going to win you that world title next. That's not the route you go generally. There's few. Who, Joe? AJ? Sure, there's others in passing that shouldn't have been the X Division and went that route. I'm sure people will correct me. You want to throw Lashley in there, Angle, whatever. But it rarely does the route go that way. So I would prefer they knock it off with that and they go with elevating it past the X Division. In a sense, they could be parallels, but come on. We've been clamoring for a mid-card title, if you want to call it that. I think that's a demeaning term, but whatever. Anyways, great match. We were all wrong. Brian Myers taking it here. I'm excited. It's nice to have feuds for this belt, so that's a good place to start. And I hope this run is for a while. I like Myers. Once again, I think the most professional gimmick, although a tongue-in-cheek kind of thing with his character, when in that ring, man, not much beat him technically. But anyways. So now we make it to the main card, right? Oh, Critical Sting to see in here, buddy, but it means a more possibility to see Swan Speedball than I have a little to complain about. Yeah, that's fair. They kind of did something with Swan going with Shira. Always love seeing Raj on there and Shira. So it's a good way to work them in, but kind of just taking them off a different route. What does that mean with Myers? Is Myers going to go away for a bit with it? We're going to go the Cardona route? I hope not, but we'll see. Next up was our first on the main card, I guess, and I don't even know if this is in order, so I apologize. No, it is. We had the newly formed members of the Bullet Club, Bay and Ace, together. If you got a name for them, I've heard some things, some bases and some inevitable finesse or whatever. As long as they're both employed with Impact Wrestling and they're both on our television screens, you call them whatever the fuck you want. Dude, these two together, man, stars. And, say what you will outside of this about whoever, whatever. But if these kids stay this path, and I think everyone's on the same page, then they start getting booked the way these kids can be. I've said it, man. AJ and Daniels. All right. But yeah, they faced Motor City Machine Guns, and a banger of a match. That's the thing about this. It's going to keep either staying parallel or very little fluctuation, maybe getting a little higher when we get to the Speedball and Trey match. Holy shit. But, man, what a great card that produced. And this was another example. I thought I was wrong. I thought Bullet Club was going to pull this one out, but it was a 1-2-3 for the Motor City Machine Guns. Love seeing them here, man. Staying together, continuing to pick up wins. Interesting that, I don't know, man. Did any of you really think that the Bullet Club was going to win, knowing that this had tag team title implications? Just been weird, right? To already have feuding, even though it seems the Good Brothers are going the face route for the time being. Interesting. I will get to that because obviously we're going to get to the Honor No More Good Brothers and company match. But be interesting if we get the inevitable turn here with the Good Brothers, though, on AMW, and we could potentially have a Good Brothers versus AMW versus Motor City Machine Guns match in 2022. Crazy, man. Crazy. Next up, I got Chelsea and Deanna. I'm going to hit them first because this is what we all been clamoring for, right? We've all wanted this. We wanted another legit tag team. We have the Influence, who I think solidified themselves. You can look, once again, check out the depth charts on the Impact Zone at 9:15 p.m. with Max and I. But the Influence have earned their spot as the main heel tag there right now. Right, they're always a viable option for those tag. Maybe you guys don't want it right now. I get it, but they're a viable option, just in case. You have Ragnarok. They gave us Ragnarok. I still think they're doing something with with Sue and Havoc. But Chelsea and Deanna here coming out as a team. Music, they got obviously the gear matched. They had a finisher that they tried hitting out. They're putting in the work to be a team, to be presented as a team and look as a team. I hope they do something with their Tron. But time will heal all. Yeah, I thought it was a good match. Mia and Mia, that's what I was going to get to. Mia and Mickey cannot split as a tag team. The mashup theme has to continue. Yeah, I said this on Twitter. It is a travesty if the HBIC country, whatever you want to call it, track, doesn't add, even if it's for one night only. I don't even care. I'll make all the work and time he has put into erasing the Showtime Eric Young gimmick and making us focus on this more serious Eric Young. Put that aside for one night. He needs to go out there and play cowbell. He just needs to be fucking hitting those bells, jamming out to that song. Good shit. And okay that they lost, made sense. You got a team that's trying to be a real team. You got a team that's together. I liked it. I mean, we had three knockout matches on this card. 2 of them being tag teams. It's a good day to be an Impact fan. Next up, let's actually skip around here. Scott has actually put together a team that could be extremely high ranking in the next few years, and Ace and Bay, while keeping them in back pocket. Why trigger to be pulled in obvious? Yeah, I agree. I would love to see the day where we have an Ace as champion and a Bay as DMC, and then in the inevitable, once again pun intended, breakup and them going for each. They both have them in it. I hope that's the plans with Impact, but once again, we also have to focus on the behind the scenes, what's going on behind there. Do they think they can invest in someone, and for whatever reason, and so on. So I think there are other things there, but yes, the tag division is on the up and up. Next up, let's actually continue with this because we just kind of mentioned it. We had the 5-on-5 match. Man, they gave us the old okie doke with America Most Wanted, man, and I understand why they did. You give them some time, you lower the expectations, and you pop like hell when Chris Harris is doing the vertical delays suplex, the clotheslines, the forearms, all the jazz, the death sentence. Holy shit, I wish I was there. Shout out to the Atlanta crowd, by the way. I said it literally as the pre-show came on. Tweeted that shit out. Hot crowd, man. Atlanta crowds never disappoint. If they stay up with the product, it seems so. I kind of wanted to say no. It just seemed like they were, just people showing up and loving Impact. But I think there's a tangent there. And, man, if that's the Impact zone, I always say this about every place that has a loud crowd, I'm okay with it. Yes, of course I want to expand. But we know our finances. We'll talk about that. Well, we won't talk about that, but I'll reference that later. Yeah, so hot crowd. The only thing I would complain about them, and I'm going to write a little note here, is when we get to the Ravens Clockwork Orange House of Fun match. But yeah, so we had the 5-on-5 match. We had PCO late addition taking the spot of Vincent. I like that. If you trust him, if you believe in him, you take you let him take the stick here, and he did. So PCO got the in there. We get a death sentence for the win. It is blanking on me right now who took that pin, so if you could let me know in the chat. But you can see what they're doing here with Vincent and PCO, slowly breaking them off. We can see what they're doing with the roster page on ImpactWrestling.com. Kenny King took the pin. Thank you. I think that's another thing we can add. We all been... Is PCO and Vincent going to leave? Is it PCO going to leave? Is Vincent going to get, whatever. So I think this swerved us off that a little bit, and I like that. It let us appreciate the victory. I'm glad I got this wrong, by the way. Appreciate the victory that AMW had to have, that moment they got to have because of it. Someone in Kenny King who is reputable and been taking dubs for the most part in his newest Impact run. Doesn't hurt him. And doesn't make you think, oh, but what is this going to lead to at PCO? Yeah, PCO slipped. He did the other moonsault. Instead of doing the moonsault, he went to the outside. That's the thing, how they continued the story without making it about him. I really enjoyed that. It's those little big things for me that I look for when it comes to storytelling. And I thought this was cool. I was happy I was wrong. AMW surprised me, man. I was so happy for Chris Harris. You could just, say what you will, and all of you will say what you do about the Good Brothers. You don't give them enough credit for what they do behind the scenes. I'm going to make that clear without going into details. Once again, we don't have any backstage things. We just, come on. The proof is in the pudding, guys. But the love they showed, and the happiness that they shared it, and come on, with Chris Harris, how can't you just pop for that moment and be happy with all 5 of those dudes in the ring? Heath as well, man. Heath had a bad break. And I don't mean a pun not intended there. I don't know what he got hurt, actually, to be honest. Or, yeah, what happened, but I just mean he came in hot. I'm going to be honest. I was someone who was not high on Heath. I don't think many of us were, right? And which is such a shame because you look at name value or whatever you perceived of him in WWE aside, and just watch what he did. And you don't wrestle all those matches for all those years within a professional company and not know what the fuck you're doing. He knows what he's doing, man. He's a talented dude. And he came in and he surprised the hell out of us, made us laugh, made us excited about what he could become, and unfortunately got hurt. And it sucks, man. But I'm glad to see he was in the winner's circle here with this. Got the red-haired rebel gimmick. He's coming for Honor No More one by one. He is the Christian Bale Batman to Honor No More squad. So, I see some other people agreeing there. Some of his promos changed his mind. I didn't like him to Heath. Yeah, until Moose. Yeah, it was a growth for me. It was definitely a growth, man. But some of the shit he was doing with Rhino, those videos, and laugh, man, laugh. But yeah, it definitely messed with his momentum. I wish him the best, and I hope that this year that it seems the contract rolled over, this year that he's with us, he just ups his value, and not only to us, but just as him as a human being, or him as an entertainer, excuse me, because he deserves it, man. Talented dude. Heath for Impact. There we go. All right. But yeah, I thought it was a great match. Honor No More is literally the king of the 5-man now. What talent in there. And I already mentioned, I know that, but the Impact roster page is, I always say that. How do you know what's going to happen or something's coming up? You just follow the breadcrumbs. Go look at the roster page, take a gander for yourself. But to see them all on there individually, including Maria, doesn't mean anything. Yes, we've had people on there before. We spoke about it last week. We lost El Phantasmo on there, Jay White, for obvious reasons. Impact doesn't do much comedy lately. No, I don't think it's that. I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's the comedy they're doing. It's the timing of it. It's not forced. It fits in. There's little moments that make you laugh compared to a whole segment where they're trying to get some chuckles out of us. And it ain't happen sometimes. But yeah, no, they've been, match quality has gone up. The length of matches have gone up. This is an Impact that's prepared for something, for it to be seen by more eyes. I think that's coming. But I don't think it's because of the internet wrestling community. I just think it's because of a deal that might be made sooner or later to get them on more TVs, hopefully. All right. But yes, let's get back to that match. They win. Great to see AMW. Obviously here for me, I'm hoping for that Good Brothers turn. I see a lot of Taven will be world champion next few years. Guy is gold. Yeah, man. I'm another guy who just ignorance to what's out there. Sometimes I only have so much time. I don't hate ROH whatsoever. Day one ROH guy. Lost touch with it on that last curve, to be honest. But pro wrestling, I just didn't keep up with it. So you show me Taven, you show me a promo, oh, that's good, whatever. I don't know. I don't get to watch the build-up. I don't get to watch from an everyday perspective. But blown away is what I would say about this guy. Blown away. Is he perfect? No, of course, I get that. I get it. You're all going to find something. I get it. But in a world where it's hard for people to build their own followings, it's hard for people to get over one way or another, this guy does it consistently, no matter where he goes. And I think him, if they stick with us, a new kingdom would make sense, and eventually turn on Eddie to grow kingdom, and he takes the world, and he takes the DMC. Right before Ace and Bay. And then, of course, that's the lineage. But yeah, man, I'm happy with them. I think he can be a world champion, and I think that's one of the things we don't talk about, and that's why on the Impact Zone, I love doing that, because the depth charts are important. Taking New Japan out of the picture, we get to see that, man. You look at the Impact roster page, you see these guys separate, not just as a logo. You got a world champion in Matt Taven in that group. You got a 2-time X Division champion, multi-time tag team champion in Kenny King. You have Vincent, who is a awesome character in a world where it seems like more guys in black trunks. So this group has depth, adds depth rather. The group is literally depth. And don't sleep on these guys, man. They literally, if they stay, and once again, I think the wrestling world where there's a lot of factors that they play into that. Time, effort, money, platform, wants, needs. There's a lot of things, right? If they stay, if they choose to stay, man, the work and the Briscoes, the talent relation sides of it, say what you can of everything else, whatever. Make your point separate. The talent relation sides of it, this company knocked it out of the fucking park. To bring in those 6 individuals, including the Briscoes, 8 individuals, at a time when their company was failing and the other companies out there maybe weren't going to give them that platform. You give them that chance. You took a chance and rolled the dice and gave them the spotlight and said, hey, we're going to book them and hope they see their value here. Not gamble elsewhere. Once again, money talks. Got to feed that family, but kudos to Scott and company for doing the right thing with these guys. Because, damn, what a coup. What a coup. Here's the one where I want to mention where I got a little gripe with the Atlanta crowd. This is all I have. This is all I got. It's for this Ravens Clockwork Orange House of Fun match. Love seeing Raven there. Raven given no fucks given for Raven. Staples to the dick. Talking about sacks. Talking about stuff that doesn't even... Love him. Love him, man. Same birthday, him and I. Not same age. Same birthday. I think we get each other. And that's just... no one else gets us. We're just weird cats, man. But love seeing Raven there. Love the lineage they're showing here. The history of it. They keep doing such a great job between commentating and now video packages of putting these... just setting the tone for the importance of what's to come with these matches. Here's our history. We just celebrated it. And now we can kind of just lead with that is put the LOL TNA shit aside. Let's move on. We're all adults now. This shit was good. So I loved it. Loved that. Loved the match. You're never going to get a bad match with Sammy and Moose. Once again, depth. These guys aren't in the world title picture. And they are man, love it. Love it. I don't want either of them to be the next one for Josh. I would love to see Jay Briscoe come back and be that next challenger. Not for Bound for Glory, but the next challenger. We'll see where it goes. But sticking with Moose and Sammy, great shit. Didn't disappoint even after a match of the year candidate last pay-per-view at Slammiversary. The gripe I'll get out of the way is this. It's Lego. Nerd alert. It's not Legos. Legos. No. Lego. Okay. Anyways. That's all I got, right? Oh, man. Some good names there. Parkside 7, Millard. Session, Moth, Martina, Willow Nightingale, man. Willow Nightingale. Is she with AEW? I don't know. That's something I want to know because I was very impressed with her work when she did that match in Impact. Super impressed. T. Hughes, more video packages are needed when introducing New Japan or new wrestlers to Impact. I agree on that. I think the time away, if you guys want to say it's on comedy or not, just that extra time of talking or segment of talking. And I'm sure we'll get some back. Wrestle House is of course, going to come back on Dead Realm at some point. Swingers Dungeon might be shown. But that extra time they're putting into the matches gives them a little time to go deeper in more what I think is the history of TNA, which is showing the history of TNA in dope-ass video packages. Willow's still a free agent. Sign her. But once again, 88 minutes of television, guys. 88 minutes of television. So take a look at the Impact Zone after this and tell me where we are with depth and tell me if Knockouts is really one. You know, do we lose Lady Frost? Is there upgrades that we can make? I don't know, man. This is a stacked-ass Knockouts division. But let's get back to Moose and Sammy. So, besides the Lego thing, it's good shit. Great match. Saw someone pointing out, I don't even know who it was. But Moose always going through his own tables. Hey, it's not his kind of match. He's a 5-tool athlete. All right. But Moose picking up the win. Most of us predicted that. Why break Sammy's momentum? Just because Sammy doesn't need momentum. Sammy's a different frequency, man. When it comes to what it seems in real life, when it seems to just his creativity and how his mind works, and then obviously what he does in the ring. He's just on a different frequency. Doesn't need to win a title, doesn't need to win a match. But it helped that they did the Steve Macklin here. I'd be happy. I can't wait to see what Datila and Burr have to say about this on Tuesday's Power Rankings, because no, he doesn't make it. Spoiler alert. But at least he's getting a prominent role here, right? I would love to see these two guys, Sammy and him, fight over the DMC at some point. That's another lineage builder. Okay. But right now it's on Myers. No offense to Myers. So next up, let's keep rocking here. Let's go to Speedball Mike Bailey versus Trey. What can I say about this damn match that hasn't been said, I imagine, across other people's channels? And if you haven't seen other people's channels, go check them out. I'm not the only voice in Impact, obviously. But support Impact in general. So Speedball Mike Bailey versus Trey here. We all kind of saw the writing on the wall of what's going to happen in these next 4 matches, but I don't think a single one disappointed. I was, happy with, let's see, all of them there. I'm happy with the whole damn show. I don't know why I'm looking as if I don't have my glasses on either, but, yeah, man, I don't even know how to set this up or what to, I said it during the live tweeting. The storytelling that these dudes were putting into this match from moment one, literally moment one. You say, okay, easily match of the night candidate. I see Craig saying, Craig. I see Hio saying it there. Easily match of the night candidate, right? Maybe it was match of the night. I'll let you guys decide on that. But then you start thinking, okay, maybe this is match of the month, man. There's some good shit that's been going on this month in the world of wrestling, right? But, I mean, shit. And the crowd helped, man. The crowd felt they were into it. And rightfully so. These guys busted their asses. But the story they told in this match was dope. And you go from match of the night, you go to match of the month. I would not be surprised if this is in consideration for 2022 match of the year. Definitely within Impact. The love outside. So we'll see, man. Yeah, Gary, great point, buddy. Speedball's tweet putting over the X Division and Trey Miguel was really great. And that's the thing, I think Bailey, the only concern I had for Bailey was he known in these markets, right? He's been out of the States for a hot second. He's been busting his ass all across the country, so it makes sense that people would be catching on to this dude. But he's over with the crowd. He's over with the Impact guys, over with the internet wrestling community. Now he's doing an open challenge. So we're on to a whole new set of competition for this X Division. Makes sense why they got off Ace. Ace has transcended. But I'm excited to see who it is. Spoiler free in this place, you know that. Even though we talk a little bit about something on the Impact Zone, spoiler free. But we'll see who his challenger is. I'm sure it's a successful defense. But either way, this kid's gonna spark a new trajectory for this division. Now, I do want to say also, I said this, I think it was on, I don't even know what it was on. But the shot of him, even though he didn't touch the ground during the Ultimate X Slammiversary, that shot of him on top of those wires with that belt is a moment that will be used for the next 20 years. This kid is going to be synonymous with the X Division. Dare I say, like others have been synonymous with the X Division. I gotta think of a comparison for Bailey. I always say that the crop originally of Josh, Ace, and Bay are the AJ, Joe, and Daniels. So I gotta think of who is the Bailey, right? All right. One thing about the X Division is all that that all of the guys can do flips, dives, and flashy moves, but pace them well and don't just put out spot fest. Yeah, I agree, man. Storytelling is big to me. It's big to me. Saban. He's the Saban. Oh, I like that. 2 thumbs up for that comment. He is the Saban of Impact Wrestling. Oof. Big shoes, but he doesn't wear them. So it doesn't matter if he can fill them. All right. But great match. Go watch it. A mark for it. There's nothing I could say to put it over more than it already has been. So go check it out. Next up, Team Ragnarok retaining over the Influence with Giselle. Is she part of it? Is she not? We'll see at the tapings here. Once again, I think it's hard to make her a heel after her big week. So let's see where this goes. But while Madison is out, it makes sense. Once again, a prominent match. And, I keep saying this. You need to go check out their original match, Team Ragnarok against the Influence when they were champions at Slammiversary. It fell in such a weird valley that maybe it went under the radar. That match was good. I say it's great. Might have been a banger. I haven't watched it in a while. I watched it twice, but it was good. So go check it out. Now we get to the double main event, is what we'll call it. Jordan, what can you say about Jordan, man? Tasha, I was sad the title was offered, but I think, same with Trey's first run. I think when you have these new kids, sometimes it works the first go around. It could be not them. It could be either where the company is at that point, or the excitement behind the company, or the fan base, or the crowd. There's a lot of things that play into it. Obviously, timing is one in Trey's case. With Tasha, I thought she had a good first run. I think it was hard for them to get out of when you want to put the belt on someone. At least, I would say, 3 knockouts a year. And her time is up in a sense. And you start her off as the scared heel, and then you slowly work her way up, beating the veterans, which I loved. We never got that fulfilling, even though she won Ultimate X. Maybe that was her moment. She didn't get to have that moment. But second time around, I hope she does go, first of all, I hope she does go to the tag division first, because that's another team. Savannah Evans needs to get her shine more. And Tasha and her could be tag team champions tomorrow, and I'd be okay with it. Final boss, Jordan. Yeah, man, I was weird to see all these people talking about Jordan going to AEW, and I was like, what the hell is going on here? And it was just because her music has always been made by Ruckus, or whatever his name is for the AEW guy. Great song. That music comes out just like Samoa Joe's music, and someone's going to get killed, man. Coquina Clutch, Muscle Buster, Isles got it right there. You can see him. Jordan is a Samoa Joe mark. Yo, look, mark or not, it's believable. I do not want to get choked out by Jordan. I don't want to get muscle busted by Jordan. I digress. All right. Anyways, kick-ass match, man. Thought it, did its justice. We can clean the slate here, move Jordan on to whatever's next. We get to the comments, but I think Bound for Glory is her and Masha. I want to see Masha in VBD, but she came out, brought the card to the Influence, right? We kind of mix these together. She brought the note out for Tenille, and it hit on that. I want to mention that. What does that mean, right? That generally means that Tenille's next to go. Does that mean it's a way for get the Influence out for just a second and get Giselle into something else? They got to work it quick because, oh, shit, we just put Giselle in the Influence, and, oh, shit, she just is now a big face in real life, right? So we'll see where this leads. I hope it's not to Tenille leaving, because I really like her and Madison together, man. Solidified tag team, but wanted to mention that. So maybe we get Jordan. Who knows what's next? A nice 3-month run before we get Masha at Bound for Glory. I think that would be a main event worth talking about. I know people. I guess you can make your play for main event, but definitely co-main event nonetheless. But yeah, not enough could be said about the realism and the overall presence that Jordan has. Can't beat it. And then last but not least, this is the match that, on a 2-week turnaround, I totally understand. It made sense for VBD to end their feud by Eric losing and being gone for a bit, Diener being next, Doring being last. Josh is done with VBD. We see where we go from the tapings for here. So it made sense. It was a 2-week blow-off. It was a great chance to showcase and give Doring his flowers, man. Once again, loved his work before Impact. Love his work in Impact. I just don't want my heavyweight champion wrestling like an N64 character. Entertaining, but tag team, better in the tag team division. I think we can all agree on that. Maybe I'm wrong. This was a good match. Thought they played to both of their strengths. Josh has a lot of strengths. And Doring is a fun character, a believable character. So, regardless, I enjoyed this match. At the same time, we knew where it was going to end. He swept VBD. It's time to move on. Okay? Once again, I can't put up that video package over enough of showcasing Doring and showing you why you should give a shit about this guy if you did not give any. I was fortunate enough to watch his work in Japan. I wasn't there, but I tape trading. I know what I'm doing. So, yeah, man. Respect Joe Doring, love Joe Doring, but come on, Josh is Josh. More Doring singles. Okay. That's an opinion. But yeah, guys, overall, I thought it was a great show. What did you guys think? We can actually take a look right here. Oh, I forgot to bring out the time thing. There's the time thing. All right. But here we go. What did you guys think about Against All Odds? 76% with an A. I agree. Even if you say A minus, it's an A, buddy. I could take it. We got 11% for B, 11% for C, 3% for D, for those douches that stop by just to hate. We're actually going to get into that kind of in a moment about the internet wrestling community. I say that I'm trying to quote community. But regardless, I don't know how you watch that and see it as a C. A B plus, a B, okay, maybe. Maybe it wasn't a big enough crowd for you or whatever the hell you want. But I thought it was a damn good show. I don't know. Maybe I'm losing it. Maybe I never had it. All right, so what did you guys think? Did you guys think they light it up in the chat so they could see it? Because they will watch this when they do watch this. But YouTube at 10 p.m. live premiere tonight. And everyone could see what you guys thought. So we're shooting around here. We're going around. But I'm going to take a little palate cleanser. I'm going to drink out of my favorite mug, which I never brought on the show because I always raise occult books. There we go. Nerd. Impact proved they didn't need surprises, and we got a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10 show. I agree, Io. And that's without New Japan as well. All right, guys. Let's take a break. Let's look at this week's Power Rankings, which is this week's Impact and Against All Odds. Let's take a look.
Number 10, DMC Brian Myers. Number 9, Venom Trey Miguel. Number 8, Motor City Machine Guns. Number 7, America's Most Wanted. Number 6, Tag Team Champions Team Ragnikov. Number 5, Moose. Number 4 is Bullet Club. Number 3, World Champion Jordan Grace. Number 2, X Division Champion Mike Bailey. Number 1, World Champion Josh Alexander.
Do you agree? Do you agree? I think there's a case for a lot of people on there. Chelsea and Deanna. I think they were a runner-up. But those 10 obviously deserved it. If you want to make a difference, hit up Burt Macklin at BurtMacklin11 or ourselves at TNAIW channel. Talk to Io there. Talk to myself. Really simple. You go in the chat. You don't have to talk to us. Turn off all notifications. You come after you watch Impact. You rank 1 through 10 and you peace out. Okay? Join. We need more. We need more. We need more. All right. Speaking of more, let's go to YouTube comments. We're going to jump around, like I said, right? All right. It's been a while. We haven't had many YouTube comments lately. We're, kind of whatever there. We're going to be changing up the show anyways a little bit. We're getting into a new season. We got some really fun things planned. Some new people coming on board, knock on wood, for some other shows. But Max and I are kind of doing some things as well. So I hope you guys stick with us, rock with us, hit subscribe, like, all that jazz. Leave the comments. We love all the comments, even though I'm not going to love reading these ones. But all we ask is you come kind, and we'll return the favor. Let's get into comment 1. Metal Lazy 25, welcome back. He also asked a question that we answer on the Impact Zone about Santana possibly splitting in real life as well from Ortiz and AEW and making a presence somewhere else in a singles role. So check that out. Great question. But first here we got Against All Odds was a solid show. Maybe he was one of those seers. The camera work and lighting were not very good. Expected more from a 20-year company. Let's compartmentalize that. Lighting and camera work. Yeah, I think we can make a play for that. We could talk about that. Did it ruin my night? No. Did it make it a solid show compared to a 9 or a 10? Hell no. But a valid point. The 20-year company thing's not fair. Let me keep reading, though. It would have been nice if they did debuting wrestler for Josh. I answered him about this. He talks about it more here, about the main event scene and Impact not trying. I answered him about how I did an extensive episode regarding Impact's finances and why we got to stop expecting this big name, which there isn't many left out there in the free agent market that can come in and just game change in this main event scene. It's been thin, and the people out there cost money. Okay. Jeff, who do you think Josh's next challenger will be? Will it be someone on the roster or someone outside? Oof. Let's table that. It would have been nice if they had Josh. Okay, buzz for Impact. We'll talk about the buzz in just a moment. I realize it's 2022 and not 2010, so signing as top star seems out of question. So I guess Josh continues this feud with VVD and such. Actually said VD, venereal disease. Not the same. What's up with the negativity, Metal Lazy 25? Look, you could have just said that it's not where you want it to be, and I get that. Doesn't seem you watch continuously. You don't seem to watch continuously, which is okay. Always welcoming of new fans. But the 20-year company dig is like going to Kmart and saying, well, shit, things look pretty shitty right now. Well, no shit, okay? It's not 1984 anymore, buddy. So we all know where we're at. Thanks for that, though. But you had me at the camera and lighting. I'll give you that. All right, Darker Sides 22. Here we go. Welcome back. I haven't watched Impact for a month. I finally watched this week. This might be this. I wonder if it's the same person. Watched this week, and it's like pretty much the same feud still going on for the most part. Even after Slammiversary, Masha vs. Grace should be the main event for Bound for Glory. Hey, great minds. I don't think there's an opponent on the roster that Josh can face that make fans want that fans would be hyped for. I mean, Impact fans would be hyped for. I think I'd be hyped to see Josh versus Sammy. Be hyped to see Josh versus Ace. There are possibilities outside of this world, but there's a couple things, and you got 3 months to build it. And I don't know what's going to happen, but a Bound for Glory series would make a lot of damn sense right here. You build it all at once. Now I'm going to wait to comment on the I haven't watched much thing in a month thing, because once again, we welcome everyone. But look, man, I'm not about instant gratification. I don't know if I honestly don't. And this isn't a dig at any other company. I don't know if that's what's out there. Is it a flavor of the week? Are there no long-term storytelling? Is it just match after match, different, no continuity, no? I don't like that. I like there being a reason Josh is going through all members of VBD. Yes, it is a limited roster, which I think is your next comment. We'll get to that. Rosemary still face. I asked him for examples because he had originally. Oh, I didn't have that one. I don't have the one where he. Nope. Okay. But the other thing he had said was that we got to stop putting our belts on talent from outside of Impact. So I asked for a feud, or I asked for a few examples, and we didn't get one. I think we got Jonah and Morrissey, and they need to start booking Ace and Bay. Okay. Hey, everyone's opinion matters, but come on, man. If you haven't watched in a month, if you're coming in just to look for the negative, or you're coming to just look to see if it changed what you want, how do you know you're not getting what you want if you just, I don't know, man. There's certain things. Once again, with Heath, you watch the show, You trust the creative, you trust the process, and you see that you like something that you didn't think you did on paper. But let's get to his next thing. He was saying that the same people were facing a month later, meaning before Slammiversary and after to Against All Odds. Rosemary's still facing Influence. Yep, because they won the tag team championships. They get to rematch, and then the team changed. So, yeah, that happens. Josh still battling VBD. I already mentioned it. Honor No More still together after they keep losing matches. How many matches have they lost? Could someone hit me up in there? I don't... Moose still battling Sammy. Bro. Okay. Maybe I didn't read all this. You're complaining about Moose battling Sammy for a month. Look, my thing is this. I'm always welcome to new people. I always have the patience to explain to them what's going on or enjoy what's going on, or help them also enjoy by giving them updates on what's going on. But if you're looking for a different match each month, like or each feud, like just throw it away. Someone wins and you leave. I don't know, man. I don't know. That's not for me. Is that for you guys? Is that the new way? I know the attention spans, and this isn't a dig or anything. I have a brother who's 21 and a sister who's 18. I get it. But the attention span, is that what it is? Do we need something new or is it just how other people are booking it? Long-term storylines too hard to write for some people, not so hard for Evans and Jacobs? I don't know. Let's see. Nick Aldis might be a good outside option. Yeah, I agree as well. I've come around on Nick, to be honest with you there. There is a difference from interesting storylines and never-ending storylines that go on because the roster is limited and they have no interesting outcomes to the storylines. Not every storyline is great, especially in this era of wrestling. I mean, WWE, the biggest wrestling promotion out there. It's getting TNA on Spike TV ratings. Ratings don't matter to me. They're making billions doing everything they do because they're getting the ratings through Peacock, through other things that do not show up in the Nielsen. Once again, broken system Nielsen ratings. Look for Impact's numbers to pop because Max just got a box, though. He's the one person represented Virginia Beach. And then thoughts on... Yeah, we'll answer the Santana thing onto Impact Zone. I'm running long on time. The one thing I wanted to talk about is everyone has these hot shot ideas, including myself, over time of what can make Impact grow. And I came to a realization as I just kind of been in a lull with wrestling and definitely the wrestling community as a whole. I think once your product, and I'm not saying for Impact, I'm saying outside as well. This is for wrestling in general. Once again, pro wrestling. I don't shit on AEW fans. I don't shit on WWE fans. I don't shit on our fans. I shit on them all equally, right? But I think we all have to look at it and say, everyone's numbers aren't that great right now. Are there boosts? What do they have to do to get those boosts? Who do they have to sign? What kind of money do they spend to get those little boosts, right? Once again, numbers, ratings don't matter. There's other ways to judge profit, obviously, or measure success, excuse me. Of course, profit, they made $6 million for Forbidden Door, allegedly, so money is good. But the money in the United States is not. And a recession is coming, guys. And this all plays in together. And even if it doesn't, this isn't a political thing. This isn't I don't give a shit, red, blue. I don't care. I care about what I'm about to say. We're in deal for where money's going to get even tighter. It's going to be harder to travel. Do the wrestling companies take care of the fans? That's debatable, right? How you want to look at it. But to make you want to keep coming back and spending your hard-earned money in a time where money is tight or travel money is tight, are we going to be... not just us, but everywhere, is it going to be seen? Is it going to be heard? Is it going to be felt? Maybe not as much in certain places, but it will be felt. So I think wrestling, because the market is in a recession, we will be as well. And I don't think that means, you sell off everything. That's not what I'm getting at. But the fan, the wrestling fan, that is not only... open to a community mindset and not a tribalistic mindset. Let's step back and take a look at that. I hate the internet wrestling community thing is the biggest fucking joke I've ever. And yeah, this is my point. I always never like making these rants or whatever because once again I don't clip this. But community is a word where everyone is inclusive. You might think differently, you might look differently, you might have different opinions, you might like different teams or companies, but I support you and you support me because pro wrestling, there aren't many wrestling fans out there, but that is not the case. So the well has dried up for many reasons. It's dried up because the market is in a decline. It's dried up because the fans, even within their own brands, descend from each other and are tribalistic. The money ain't there. The Khans and McMahons, they dug up that well, okay? The only way in our position that we grow is by fans uniting and building a fucking community of Impact Wrestling fans. Can we all have different opinions? Yes, we can all have different opinions. Are there things we need to be that need to be worked on? Yes, there are things to be worked on. I've said it before, though. If I come into a community and say, damn, Slammiversary was really great, All Against All Odds was really great, and then I read comments or stuff from supposed Impact fans with pitchforks, not supposed, different mindset Impact fans. Let me say that. I hate when true fans, so I apologize. We put the pitchforks down, so you got... we need to welcome new fans, okay? There are only so many signings, and we'll hit on it on the show with Max at 9:15. There are only so many signings left that bring their own following. The only thing that besides a signing or two that brings, oh, okay, maybe I will check out Impact because it's okay now that an AEW guy is on it or a WWE guy or whatever. Besides for that, we ain't going to grow any fan base by not including others. Okay? This isn't Impact versus WWE. It's not WWE versus AEW. It's not Impact versus AEW. Guys, we are pro wrestling fans. And the only way this not this company, but, well, yes, within it involved, this business survives is because of the fans. And if there are no fans, for one reason or another, feeling excluded or not, if your company's on a lull, where do you go after you just shit on all the other companies out there? Say you're an AEW fan. You've spent your whole 2 years on Twitter shitting on Impact and WWE fans. Now AEW's on a decline in your mind. Not mine, I don't know, I don't give a shit. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying in this theoretical world that I'm painting for you, this picture I'm painting for you. And you say, oh, man, I do like wrestling still, but do I check out, do I check out WWE? Do I check out Impact? What's the odds you're going to feel welcome after you just shit on them for 2 years? Not very. Okay? This isn't the NFL where we're all under an umbrella and everyone's good and everyone's happy. No. Then you could go. We all don't have the same situation. We don't all have the same league. We all don't have the same funds. Okay? But at the end of the day, we are all supposed fans of professional wrestling. So let's be pro wrestling. Let's build the Impact Wrestling community back. Let's build the internet wrestling community back. Let's get some motherfuckers in here that actually are excited about this and not just angry about everything. Doesn't mean you can't have opinion, but it's all how it's delivered, okay? And what's most important. So I just want you guys to think about that. It doesn't have to be us that you include. Just include others. I've been saying it forever. There's these shows. You can see them scrolling on here on the bottom. There's shows coming up. There's shows that have taped. There's shows that they're going to. We'll be at September's tapings. In Philly. Come meet me and my fam. And I don't mean, well, yeah, TNAIW team as well. But my family will be there. I'll be the guy with the stupid signs. But go. And when you go to those shows, if you have the privilege or the means to do so, look around you. Include fans. Include other fans. If you know them or not, it's going to be awkward. It's going to be weird. I keep saying that because it is. It doesn't matter. But one of my favorite times in wrestling, one of my favorite times in life in general was going to the last Slammiversary before this. And getting to, in person, talk to some really cool people that I've only had the privilege of talking to on Twitter. To explain to other people's minds who had nothing other in common than pro wrestling, right? It's pretty cool. I mean, we do have more in common, but just saying. So let's spread this. Let's build this. let's, Impact just continuously having great shows and us acting as if they do. Atlanta's crowd already helped us out tremendously. Impact's past 2 shows have helped us out tremendously. Let's see where we go to Bound for Glory, guys. I'm really excited to see it. There's possibilities. I see a Bandido in there. I see some reference. Yeah, guys, we talk about all that in just a little bit. I hope you go check it out. Excited to talk with Max again, obviously. But I think he's a name that fits in. There's a couple. We talk Santana. We talk Bandido. Talk Tessa. Talk Alan Angels. We talk some people. And, of course, Claudio. But go check it out, guys. I'm going to head out. All I'm trying to say is, although I appreciate the varying variance of opinions, keep them coming. It doesn't hurt for us all to unite for the common good, which is grow the fan base of professional wrestling. No, I'm not saying that. I said just go watch the show. I didn't say Tessa, as in that's my. Just go watch the show. All right, guys. Thank you for all that continue to rock with us in general, and definitely in this fire-ass chat. You guys literally are the lifeblood of this show. Sometimes I come in here willy-nilly. I have a plan. I obviously have a format, but you guys keep me going. And we're going to make it a little more fun soon. Some new things, or some old things coming back, some new things coming into play, some expansion within this channel. And hey, once again, if you think you can make a difference on the Impact Wrestling Power Rankings, let us know. If you think you want to make a difference and you want to take a chance on yourself and build and help this community, start your own shit, yes, but also join our team. We're looking for help. We're looking for teammates, honestly. But thank you guys. As Io said there, subscribe to the YouTube, subscribe to Twitch, or follow us on Twitch, because we are at 99. So we have one more show. You know our rule, guys. We're at show 100. We need 100. So we got some slack. But if you're new to this and you just want to sneak in and listen to us every Sunday night, 8 p.m., that won't change. No matter what changes here, that won't change. Do so. Leave us some YouTube comments. We'll try not to be feisty. I love you guys, man. I'm staggering on because I don't want to go. But you could check me out talking more in just about 15 minutes. So go check that out, guys. Thank you for coming out. God bless. Good night. Enjoy your 4th of July, guys. Be safe.